Hi, this is Cajun, and it's time for a weekly conference call. We'll start with global, what's happening around the world here. It looks like the pandemic is not slowing down. The World Health Organization reports that the worst is yet to come. U.S. employment numbers are at about 46 million, and the U.S. real estate market is entering a crisis with 4.3 million mortgage delinquencies on deck, and commercial property sinking in value. Those are all headlines. You can verify. You can look those up yourself. On the industry side, NLP datasets, artificial intelligence, machine learning, that's steady as she goes. New progress is being made every week, especially on our side. We'll get to that in a bit. On the crypto side, we're looking at crypto correlated, and when we say crypto, we're talking about alts, we're talking about BTC and ETH. It looks like it's correlated pretty heavily to the traditional markets. And the traditional markets a lot of people are betting that they'll have another leg down, and the second shoe will drop. We don't know what that's going to be. We'll find out. But what we do know is that cash will have to be put to work. We repeat that all the time, I know, but it is the truth. And we're going to see it happen. On the corporate side, we're looking at focusing on two things. Revenue, of course, but also capital raising. And we're talking with Dragon Block on the capital raise side. More importantly, we are talking with Tech Futures Group. They are based in Northern California, and we have Alan Young there as an entrepreneur in residence in EIR, and he's going to be quarterbacking a deal for us there. And Tech Futures Group, by the way, does not take any equity, and they do not take any cash. They are a federally funded program that is fused with a Silicon Valley venture capital approach. On the engineering side, we've got Smart Basket visualizations happening, and what we mean by this is a video that you can play that will show you the progress, the returns of a smart basket, of several smart baskets. You can see how it was done with the S&P 500 and sectors related inside and how they performed over time. This visualization we're going to give to Alpha Week and a few others, of course. And visualizations are key to data engineering, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. They're at the end of the pipeline where interpretation begins and new discoveries and new hypotheses are made or generated. So on our engineering side as well, we have got several different efforts happening, primarily with bringing in models and streamlining our pipeline when it comes to automation and replication. Replication meaning we're going to have to have on-premise solutions for a few of these customers that we're talking to. On the customers, partners, and collaborators side, we have got S&P Global, still on track. We have got LCX, which LCX announce a quarterly update, I believe it is. And I think theirs is scheduled for sometime at the beginning of July. I think July 1st, between July 1st and July 5th. I think it's July 1st. Anyway, you'll see them talking about smart baskets and vectorspace, VXV, and what we're going to be doing. And of course, with the Tech Futures Group will come other partnerships. Just wanted to mention that. That's how that works. All others are in trial. And of course, our objective is to take as many trial agreements, as many trial periods, as many tiered service levels that we have on the trial that we're offering as a trial tier. We're going to work to convert those to paying subscribers as fast as possible, and that's what we're doing. Typically, when you offer a free service tier, that is the first step in doing that. And a note on our smart baskets. Our smart baskets are going to be showcased by S&P Global, of course, resulting with data sets. let's say smart baskets are resulting from the data sets that we provide, S&P Global and the others. And smart baskets are a big part of the LCX deal. And smart baskets also have a unique feature that we'd like to quickly mention. Although all smart baskets are generated and accessed using VXV, we're going to include a purchase of VXV. Or let me just say, for any smart basket, we'll include a block of VXV that's purchased on the open market, along with other cryptos in that basket. That basket might be hedged with a short on the traditional side, like we've always talked about. On another partner that we're looking at here, this would be Fidelity. And as many of you are aware, we have been talking about Fidelity. You can actually look this up in our chat logs. You can find that we have been in dialogue with Fidelity because we use Fidelity to transfer crypto to certain academic institutions to support life sciences research, in particular Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, Mina Bissel's lab. And we'll be doing this, we've done this in the past. We did it about over a year ago. And we've gotten to know Fidelity. Fidelity has gotten to know us. And we've been invited by Fidelity to open a dialogue related to VXV. So Christopher Baker is our point person over there. And he is with their digital asset group and also their development manager. And we are laying the groundwork right now for VXV and smart baskets, which will probably happen first before any kind of direct VXV buy opportunity inside Fidelity. They actually mentioned that to us. They said, look, we don't plan on listing assets, alternative assets anytime soon, let's say altcoins anytime soon, but we're first on the list, basically. So we have been maintaining this dialogue with Fidelity for this purpose because Fidelity is managing, they have about $8 trillion under management right now, and they are pro-crypto, and this is one of the biggest financial institutions in the world. They are pro-crypto through and through. They have crypto divisions. People buy their lunch with Bitcoin at Fidelity, and they have this digital asset group, which enables people to donate with crypto, but also purchase, and they have a custody solutions. So we might be working with Trustology and Fidelity, or they might be working together. Fidelity might be working with LCX on smart baskets. This is going to be the main driver that we're going to be talking with Fidelity about, which would be the ability for our investment club initially and any outside members associated to VXV. These include community members, traders, participants, investors, will have the ability to purchase a smart basket through Fidelity. Now that's what we're working toward. That we do not have that ability today, but that's what we're going to be talking with them about. They invited us to talk with them about that, and that's a key point there. On the IR and PR side, we have got PR in the pipeline from LCX and Tech Futures Group and S&P Global, and I'm just going to leave it as these PRs are in a pipeline and almost ready to go. So I know we've been saying they've been ready to go. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been 4 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. 6 weeks have passed, and we do not have word from Amazon. It's been a couple of weeks. We do not have word from S&P Global because we're still negotiating a $50,000 waiver, payment waiver. And that's complete. We just need to get through some of the other paperwork and give them the Alpha Week article, of course, too. And that's key. Everything has to be timed. I don't think a lot of people are familiar with running companies, but when you do, especially during an economic environment like this, you have to time things properly. Things just don't happen magically. You don't pull rabbits out of your hat, especially during a pandemic. What you do is you adapt and you go with the flow. Do a little improvising. And that's what we're doing right now. It's like a chessboard where we have pieces lined up. We have partners lined up. We have S&P Global. We have New Data. We have LCX. We have Tech Futures Group. We've got Amazon, Microsoft. And both Amazon and Microsoft, by the way, have machine learning development suites that we're going to have integrated or bundled, let's say, VXV datasets. So we're working toward that. This is much larger than just issuing a single PR, and that's another reason why we're structuring things and timing things the way we are. We also have questions from the trader base, and these are questions from the community, and I'll start right now with the first one. The first question is, considering the increased discussions of potential acquisitions by S&P Global or similar suitors, what is stopping the acquirer from scalping out the tech and moving on with it, leaving the VXV token useless? Well, that's impossible. That is 100% impossible. The VXV token is integrated into the entire process of data provenance. If you don't know what data provenance is, please look it up. The VXV token is associated to data provenance so people can track where their data comes from. It's that simple. There's no excising the VXV token from this equation at all. And that's our decision. We run this company, we hold the goods, and that will be a term in the agreement. So no worries on that side. This is why we're here, by the way, not to have our token excised. That's not how we operate. It's about the trading vehicle. The next question is, has the team considered adding a middleman to the ecosystem? A hybrid crypto-based company that might lease their VXV to clients and so forth? Well, okay, so that's fine and dandy, but we don't need to do those kinds of acrobatics. You don't need to do those. You especially don't need to do those kinds of acrobatics when you've got billion-dollar companies like S&P Global, or you've got hedge funds and asset management companies using VXV to acquire data sets, which then make them money. If you're making billion-dollar companies money, billion-dollar funds, guess what? They're going to take a position in VXV. That's how that works. Those are the kinds of middlemen you want. You don't want two-bit middlemen. Next question is, in an unfiltered basket, do stock ticker symbols come up in a specific order? Yes, they do. They're scored. They're scored based on relevance. They're scored based on the power or the strength of the relationship. They're unfiltered because the relationships are not context controlled. They're also not directional, meaning that with an unfiltered basket, for example, with the COVID-19 basket, you would be able to separate some of those trading vehicles, some of those components, into components that will go on the decline as opposed to the incline. That's what filtering buys you. It also buys you weighting and how to properly deploy your capital across every component in a basket on the short and the long side. Next question, any updates on the Chainlink integration? The Chainlink integration is a lower priority for us. We've got billion-dollar companies that are higher priority that connect to revenue. Next question, would Ocean Protocol not be an interesting partner? Yes, sure, they'd be an interesting partner, but our time and resources are better spent focusing on revenue-generating customers and partners. And I guarantee you, the value will be reflected in VXV. This is how this works, not with lower tier partnerships like this. Revenue generating partnerships are something every crypto should be pursuing. If you're invested in a crypto and they're not generating revenue, or have no plan to, or don't have it outlined, don't have any financial forecasts or anything like that, then you're going to not do too well. The next question is, there are different on-demand price tiers for VectorSpace ranging from free to institutional. How has the feedback been from potential clients using the free tier? The feedback has been great so far, but we're not going to be issuing any numbers just yet. What we want to do first, what we strategically are going to do, is get the Alpha Week article out and have S&P Global talk about us. Then we'll talk about numbers. And the next question is, can we get an indication on what percentage of signups has upgraded from the free tier to the higher tier? Kind of the same question. We'll have those numbers after you see us in the press. The next question is, can the team provide clarification on strategic selling by the team from the main wallet? First off, there is no strategic selling from the main wallet. There's what's called capital raising. There's a big difference between selling and capital raising. When you run a company, when you found a company, you engage in capital raising. In fact, the entire financial markets around the world, the publicly traded financial markets, are based on capital raising. This is why they're called capital marketplaces. With crypto, you have access to a global capital marketplace. The mandate for this is one of the reasons why publicly traded vehicles existed in the first place, or public companies, was so you could raise capital using your shares from the public. That's how it works. There's no other way that it works. So when we get questions related to the wallet and blocks being moved from the wallet, that is completely up to us as we determine how we run this company and how we manage the strategic direction of this company and how we cut strategic deals with anybody related to increasing valuation and overall value of VXV. That's just how it's done. If you have a chance, my recommendation is to start a company and to go through those motions to better understand it. It's a complex process, and my recommendation would be to look up someone by the name of Paul Graham, who founded Y Combinator, and understand why companies raise capital and why they use their equity or their trading vehicles to do so. We're not going to go over all the details of how this is done, although the next question would like us to provide a substantiated breakdown of the selling of the team. Well, that's not going to happen. If you get a breakdown from Airbnb on their finances before they're publicly traded, let us know. Or any of the Y Combinator companies, let us know. These are private startups because they do not release these numbers because they do not have time to go through the details of every strategic direction the company makes throughout every second of the day. And that's not going to happen here. The next question is there any indication of when or what stage we can expect buybacks to occur? Now, this is a good question. There has been speculation. This is a really good question because the previous question was related to tokens being moved from the main wallet. Our objective is not to move tokens from the main wallet. Our objective is to acquire as much VXV for ourselves as we can because we see the value. If we could, we would acquire 100% of the VXV, but we can't. That's not how public markets work. So we're going to acquire a maximum amount of VXV, and we will be doing it with buybacks. Part of the ability to engage in buybacks comes from our ability to generate revenue, and part of that revenue goes to buying back a portion of the tokens. We are out to acquire as much VXV as possible. Why in the world would we want to let VXV go at various price levels like this? We're not interested in that. We're not interested in less, we're interested in more. It should be that simple. So, when consequential revenue occurs, that's when you'll really see large buybacks occur, large block buybacks. The next question is, what level of user adoption can we expect by the end of 2020? Well, that's the question of the day for every single company on the planet right now. My recommendation is to pay very close attention. Well, first of all, let me give you the answer. The answer is high. Now, the second part of this answer is pay very close attention to what's happening around the world today in the economic environment and otherwise. And you'll begin to see how to better gauge projections that companies make. On the strategy side, the only thing we have would be two reminders. The first reminder is that we move at the speed of our customers and at the speed of engineering and at the speed of global markets, not at the speed of a trader. The second reminder is we will be establishing a dataset contest, a dataset design contest. This is still on track, and we will be making an announcement, and the public will be engaged in terms of being able to make a little money on the side by engaging in dataset design. we'll have an article describing how that's done and how to do it with a little tutorial, and take it from there. Otherwise, expect a video from us, expect a PR announcement from LCX, expect a possible announcement this week from S&P Global, new data, or Bloomberg's alternative data division. We're still working with Amazon on updating data sources, and we also are trying to get across to a couple of other groups that are just as valuable to us over there. So give us more time on that. We've got the goods, and we are just in the process of strategically determining how best to deliver these. And these also include goods for COVID-19, as we're providing data sets to life sciences organizations interested in approved drug compounds that can be repurposed in terms of designing a cocktail to solve for COVID-19. This has been a pre-recorded call. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them online. Otherwise, I will see you online myself. Bye-bye.